The sun rose over Egypt, but it did not rise on peace. 4 times Pharaoh had hardened his heart, and 4 times the land had suffered. Yet God's warnings continued, merciful, clear, and unmistakable. By this time, Pharaoh should have understood the pattern. 4 times he refused to submit to God's direction, and 4 times devastation followed. He obviously wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, stubbornly refusing to obey God, despite knowing the destructive consequences that would surely come. Then the Lord spoke again to Moses. "Go to Pharaoh and say to him, 'This is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says, Let my people go so that they may worship me. If you refuse, the hand of the Lord will bring a terrible plague on your livestock, on your horses, your donkeys, your camels, your cattle, your sheep, and your goats. But the Lord will make a distinction between the animals of Israel and the animals of Egypt.'" But Pharaoh only stared back, prideful, unmoved. His heart remained stone, harder than the desert rock. He dismissed Moses and dismissed God. At dawn, it began. Animals across Egypt, strong horses, mighty bulls, faithful donkeys, collapsed one by one. The land filled with cries of confusion, sorrow, and fear. The plague swept like an unseen wind, unstoppable, undeniable. The lifeblood of Egypt's strength, its livestock, was struck down. Farms fell silent. Fields stood empty. Supplies of goods that depends on farm products and livestock run out. Wealth disappeared in a single day. This plague revealed something deeper: God's power, God's sovereignty, and the consequences of a hardened heart and spirit. But in Goshen, where God's people lived, not a single animal died. Israel's herd stood strong. Their fields remained alive and untouched. God had drawn a line of protection. He always keeps his covenant to his people. Pharaoh sent his officials to investigate, and they returned stunned. Every word Moses spoke had come to pass, exactly as the Lord declared. Yet still, Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Calamity alone could not change him. Only God can transform a heart, and Pharaoh refused to let God in. The 5th plague teaches us to recognize God's power and his sovereignty. It warns us of the danger of pride, of ignoring God's voice, of allowing our hearts to grow hard. But we can choose differently. We can choose humility over pride, obedience over stubbornness, and trust over fear. Because the same God who protected Israel still protects those who walk with him today. Listen to his voice. Don't wait for life's plagues to wake your heart. When God speaks, respond with faith.